Summertime. It's summertime. It's almost Christmas. It's an exciting time of year. I love it, love it, love it. And there's lots of food in the fridge. There's always lots of food in the fridge around the festive season. And one of my favorite things to do to use it up is to make a really simple and filling breakfast. It's a bit of a one-pan wonder frittata using all the leftovers you might have in the fridge or on the bench. And it's a favorite of me and Jax's. Oven is on, about 200, fan force, nice and hot, because basically everything's gonna go in this pan. Gonna whisk some eggs up, gonna throw it in there, gonna throw it in the oven, bring it out, eat it, and breakfast is ready. Then we can get down the beach, have a good time. So let's get started. Filling bits and pieces. I'm gonna run to the fridge. What have we got? Feta. I've got some leftover like sweet potato stuff. Some nice herby herbs in here. I really like lots of herbs in this, and you know, sometimes you get these bits and pieces, but get the plastic off that. Some random sweet potato. Lots of herbs. What else is in there? I'll need some Parmesan at the end. Maybe a couple of bits of sort of asparagus that we've got going. But yeah, you can sort of make it what you want. Parmesan's always good. I need some eggs. What else we got? Tommy tomatoes. Happy days. That's looking pretty good. Maybe I've got this. This is, I love a good seasoned salt. I got a couple of these. I got that one. I've got some chili salt, I've got some bacon salt, and then this super salt, which is delicious. It's sort of like Mediterranean, Italian vibe. So I think I'm gonna use that today because it sort of works with what we're doing. Black garlic salt, there's another one. So good. I get gifted a lot of salts from family and friends. They are good and they last, which is a bonus. So first things first, what are we gonna do? Just get going with some of these ingredients. Asparagus, I like to sort of just break off, like you saw that, how that naturally sort of just breaks, the woody end of the asparagus, and then I'm just gonna sort of put the knife through it into little bits. So there's some asparagus, we'll do some Tommy tomatoes as well. Just sort of cut them how you like it, how you see it. Tomatoes, do you keep your tomatoes in the fridge or do you keep them on the bench? I've been told by many people that you've got to keep them on the bench for the tomatoes. Here's some random stuff. Look, leftovers, that's some sweet potato, I think. There's even yogurt in here. Sweet potato, sweet potato. I tell you what, this cauliflower absolutely reeks. I don't know what it is about cauliflower, but it stinks like crap. Okay, we don't need that anymore. That's enough of that. And then what else we got? We got some herbs. Loving it. Dill, delicious. Favorite herb of mine. Run the knife through it. Nice and fine. We can use the herbs to basically whisk through the eggs almost when we're making this frittata up. So just get the knife through there. Okay. We'll save some for garnish too. Chives, I love chives. Chives is sort of like the everything herb. So good. Fresh chives. Just gotta have a nice sharp knife to cut them so that you don't bruise them, I guess. Okay, that's probably enough. And then I got a little bit of bench basil. Bench basil is the best sort of basil. A little bit of bench basil, a little bit of bench parsley as well. Chop that through. Chop the basil. Chop the basil. Bit random, there we go. So we got those bits and pieces. Little pan, you want a pan that can go on the stove and also in the oven, so no plastic handles, need some metal on there. Get your heat fired up. And basically we're just gonna quickly saute some of these harder ingredients just to soften them. They're obviously gonna cook even more in the oven. A little bit of extra virgin olive oil in the pan, Hayden, don't miss. Trying to be all fancy, did the Jamie Oliver thing again and just cocked it up. But anyway, I'll keep practicing. A little bit of pan, a little bit of heat. We'll throw these bits and pieces in. I'm just going to slice this sweet potato into smaller pieces. I sort of like to cook and you think about how you're going to eat things, very important. You know, are you going to use a spoon? Are you using a knife and fork? How big are the pieces? Can they fit in your mouth? They're all sort of important questions you want to ask yourself when you're cooking away, and also having things that are sort of the same size. So like the piece of asparagus is the same size as the piece of sweet potato, and the same with the tomato. It's all sort of similar, which makes it easier for us to eat. Wait for a little bit more, just to get a bit more heat on the pan. Feta, just checking things off, oven's on. It's happy days. I hope you guys are excited for this festive season, this festive time of year. It's an exciting time. I love it. It's when things get a little quieter for me. I get to spend some time with the family, get to hang out, go to the beach, sit down, read a book, take a break. This year I'm actually in Australia as well. Normally we do one on, one off, back to Jax's place. But yeah, it's nice to be home. All right, this is looking good. So I'm just gonna go in with our zucchini, oh no, zucchini, what's it called? Asparagus, tomato, just to get a bit of heat on there, and then right away I'm going to season with some of the super salt, just for so good. It smells amazing already. Flavor. Cool. I'm going to push that aside while this is happening. Get my bowl, and we can start talking about eggs soon. I'm just getting a little bit of heat into those guys, a little bit of heat into the pan, and while that's happening, I'm just going to crack some eggs. Oh no, so much shell in there. Well done, Hayden. Depending on how many people you're sort of cooking for, you want to think about how many eggs you want, and also obviously the size of the pan. The great thing about this dish is you can make it for one person, you can make it for a couple, or you can make it for the whole family. You know, it's Boxing Day and you're trying to fill everyone up and use some of those leftovers. Maybe there's some Christmas ham. You can throw that in as well, which is perfect. So I'm just going to do 4 eggs, which I think is a heap. It's looking good. Sweet potato's going to go in. Happy days. Good. Whisk up these eggs. More seasoning. Super salt. And then some pepper as well. Whiskey, and then I'll get some of those herbs into this egg mix. Just give them a little toss so they're all sort of combined a little bit. I'm gonna go straight in with the herbs. Really quite herbaceous, this dish. Love it. Smells so good, smells so fresh. I might put one more egg in, I think. I'm gonna need it. I'm also feeling quite hungry. I'll just throw that in. Happy days. Okay. I'm gonna put a little splash of water. I know that sounds a little bit weird, but some people use dairy, cream, milk, whatever it may be. Water works too. Okay, this is gonna go into the pan. Straight in. Happy days. Before it sets, I'm just gonna move some of those bigger pieces back into the middle. Oh, look at that, it's already doing its thing on the edges. I'm gonna get some of our hard feta and just break some big chunks off the top like that. It's gonna go into the pan. It's gonna melt slightly. It's a nice sort of saltiness. Oh, I'm getting excited. Happy days. Look at that. Pretty happy. I'm gonna pop it into the oven, cook it until it's just set. We'll bring it out, we'll let it rest for a second, garnish with some herbs, a little bit of Parmesan, scoop out a wedge or two, and the whole family's gonna be very happy. ...200-degree oven, maybe 10 minutes at the most. But again, if you're doing a little one, it's gonna be less time. If you're doing a massive one for the whole family, it's gonna take a little bit longer. So let's give this a second, come back, and we'll be done. And we're back. Breakfast is ready, the bench is clear, the oven is hot, and the frittata is looking fluffy. Hello. Look at that. That is exactly what I'm talking about. It's bubbling around the edges, the tomatoes have cooked, the cheese has softened, and you can see the egg has puffed up. It looks absolutely delicious. Now, what we need to do is just let this set just for a minute, just to sort of come together and do its thing. But at the same time, what I'm gonna do is just garnish it up with a few more herbs, because why not? Just a little sprinkle of those herbs over the top. Don't want to waste any of those great beauties. I love this dish. If you really wanted to make a tiny little one for like a baby or someone, you could put it in there. The world's tiniest frittata. You'd need really small eggs though, wouldn't you? Okay, that's good. Little crack of pepper. Honestly, when those herbs hit that hot egg, it just ignites the flavor. And then finally, some Parmesan over the top, just a little shaving, because why not? And then all you need to do is serve that to the breakfast table. Could be lunch as well. Some crusty bread, some cold drink or a hot tea. But there we go. That is looking pretty damn good. Oh, that's hot, Hayden, don't do that. Leftover frittata, it's summertime, the vibes are high, it's exciting. Happy festive season, get around it, enjoy yourself, get out there in the sunshine, stay safe, and enjoy. See you soon. Recipe will be down below, even though you just make it up yourself, but it'll be there.